So pranam to all of you. We are starting this year with a new series of talks that we hope there may be of service for the whole Gaudiya community and even more. So we'll start speaking a little bit about transcendence and which is the nature of transcendence as a positive act of penetration into reality, if you will, and not as a negative rejection of whatever. And basically, transcendence has to do to achieving higher synthesis and higher conclusions in a way that we are integrating instead of rejecting. Sometimes even in our spiritual practice we may wrongly conceive the idea of being a transcendentalist as someone who will get detached from the world and in that context rejecting stuff, rejecting people, rejecting so many things, while actually transcendence has nothing, real transcendence has nothing to do with rejection at all, but actually with full acceptance, to be able to fully embrace reality in its most comprehensive way. So in this sense, when we speak about transcending something, we are speaking about integrating that something into a higher synthesis, no? Like updating the version of reality we are living with today and reaching a higher version of itself tomorrow. As Bhaktivinoda Thakur will say, today's perfection is tomorrow's imperfection. So that's the natural dynamics of a progressive practitioner, especially in the path of bhakti, but ideally any spiritual practitioner, actually. So, of course, if we don't understand this properly, we may use the term transcendence as an evasive device, if we will, not to fully accept, not to fully recognize all the human side in ourselves that has to be integrated properly in order to reach the higher, fullest, most ripened synthesis that we call, for example, Vrindavan, when we will find a fully human perspective, but as Guru Maharaj said, divine humanism, the higher synthesis of humanity in the context of divinity. We have to divinize humanity, but in order to do that also we have to learn how to become humans in the context of the practice of bhakti, because to speak about bhakti is to speak about transcendence, and to speak about that implies not to reject our humanity, but properly dovetail, if you will, such nature in the context of a devotional culture. Because if not, sometimes in the name of being transcendent, we may become inhuman. In the name of becoming transcendental to so many things and not affected by this or by that, instead of softening our heart, we will make it much more strong like a rock. No? Srila Rupa Goswami gave that advice in his Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu when he said Jnana Karmadya Nabritam about pure bhakti. He said, be careful that your bhakti is not covered by jnana and karma, means be careful that also you're not engaging in the culture of knowledge and the culture of transcendence in such a way that you are becoming hard-hardened. So bhakti is a practical, dynamic affair of the heart, which will require proper softening of our emotional prospect, and our emotional prospect has to do with transcendence, and transcendence has to do with acceptance and higher integration. So as sometimes I say it, we have to be able to embrace whatever comes in our way, like Ahari Bhagati Premas Swabhava Kutilabhavet. Love moves in a crooked way like a snake. Snake moves in zigzag, and this means, like Sridhar Samara said, it is embracing everything that is finding on its way. It's making everything part of a higher version of itself. So instead of trying to become a devotional superhero, like sometimes we have said, first we should try to become devotional humans, and on that basis, on that platform, of course, construct our project of transcendence. So basically, this is the idea for today, or for this next 2 weeks, since our series will be presented in this case in the format of fortnightly, every 2 weeks. So see you next fortnight.